Mm. Oi. Hello, hello. Hi, chichateros. How are you? I'm your host of the day. My name is Nana Clara, and I'm going to be hosting today. Hope you're ready. So, today we have Lya Reis Guerrero, an amazing woman who is a percussionist, drummer. She's also a surfer, so she likes doing all that kind of activities. So I'm very excited to have her on the show today, and I hope you're excited as well. Before we had Jamila, who is an amazing actress, so you can catch that interview as well on our page, and then now we're gonna have an interview with Lya, who just joined us. So let's invite her in. Woohoo! Hello.
Oh,
How are you?
a long time. Yeah,
I know it's been a very long time.
yeah.
Let me introduce you to the chichaderos. Chichaderos and chichaderas, please put your hands together for Lya Reis Guerrero. Woohoo! It has been a long time.
Eh,
How are you doing?
I'm good. Enjoying the
Yeah,
sunshine. Yeah.
Tan?
Yes, pretty much. I took it all for me.
Very good, very good. So I'm just gonna start straight into the interview.
Yeah.
Tell me, who is Lya Reis Guerrero?
Lya Reis Guerrero. It's a woman passionate about music, extreme sports, life, adventures. Particularly in this interview, I'm a drummer. I play percussion since I'm 14 and I'm 34, man. It's been a long time.
You look so young.
Yes, young spirit. Cool.
Amazing. So then, tell us a little bit. How did you start in
The
in a,
drums.
yeah?
Yeah, so funny because I remember the first time I saw it, it looked like a spaceship. It was the the husband of my aunt at the time, and I got that image. Through time, I told my mom I really want a drum kit, and then you have to take some steps. First, I started playing tambora, which is a traditional like drum from Venezuela to play like gaitas and stuff, and it took me until I was 14 to manage to convince my mom because I always lived in apartments, so it was kind of like noisy thinking about having a drum kit. But yeah, she gave it as a birthday present, and since then I started playing. The first 2 weeks I kind of on top of that, the drum kit came on ensemble, and it was like a Chinese brand, and all the instructions were in Chinese. So I was like, okay, intuition. After like 2 hours I had it set it up, and then I was playing Armageddon at the time. The soundtrack, there is Aerosmith playing Come Together, and the first part is like dun, dun, tuk, 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 tuk. So I started like tuning in until that sound, but I didn't even know how it was. It just felt so natural. And yeah, my mom was like, that's too noisy, we need to put you in classes or you practice somewhere else. And I went with Jose Matos, who at the time was like for me the best teacher, and majority of the main drummers in Venezuela went to have classes with him. It was pretty much like the guy from Whiplash at the time. Not too much patience, but I really love the challenge. And I used to bet when the girls come to the classes because they could go crying thinking like, oh yeah, I want to play drums, but they will grab the stick like this, and like not really feeling it. So I was like,
Right.
no, they're really hard job. And yes, I went for like 5 years in classes with him, and it was amazing. But always had a job to like pay the bills. At the time, I was living with my grandparents, so you don't really have to worry about rent back home, but you have to pay some other things. Like it took me a year to save money to buy cymbals, and it's another type of challenge. And yeah, pretty much until I was like 23, 24, I started playing with bands back home, like covers. Since I was like 16 with fake ID, so I could drive to the venue. And
Oh
yeah,
wow.
yeah, that was an adventure. Probably until I was like 20 or something, and then I joined a band that it was like funk disco called Maharete Sound Machine. That was like the first serious band. We played in a few festivals over there and theaters, and it was really cool. And then at the same time, I had like indie rock bands, indie punk bands. One was called Elaine. Uh, for me, it was like a release, you know. Usually, I used to listen to punk at the beginning, like the first 3 months, Ramones, Pennywise, Distillers, and after 3 months, I was like, oh, this is not too much, you know. And my friend was like, no, you need to listen to metal. Listen to Metallica, Cannibal Corpse, and I was like, oh yeah, this is different. Blah. I even bought like a double bass pedal, but 3 months later, I had like headache trying to, you know, come up with the songs because he was just like, bruh. And my drum teacher was like, no, you need to listen to funk, Earth, Wind and Fire, Funkadelic, Tower of Power, and then kind of like open my brain. Then I went to trying to listen to jazz because it's another level, you know, it's deep,
Right.
but getting there. And yeah, 3 years, you know, I after Venezuela, I left when I was 24, turning to 25 to try and study here in London, and everything changed a week before I came because of the government, and they have to give you like dollars and the currency exchange. You know, otherwise you have to buy the dollars on the black market, and it's like the triple of the price. So I went from planning to study a year to do like 3 months because then I had no money, and they denied my paper saying like, oh, this is not relevant to the nation for us to give you the money. And I was like, well, you need to send a letter to the government explaining how you're going to contribute for the nation for them to give you. It was such a paperwork. And I was like, look, mom, I'll sort it out there. You know, I'll do 3 months and then like find a job, which I did. Then I started working, you know, in Pret, in bars. That was a really cool thing to actually develop the language because I didn't understand nothing when I arrived here. Because you learn English back home, but it's basic, you know, in school. And then you come here and everyone have that really thick English accent that you are like, what are you saying? But it was really cool over like a year or so. I mean, it was kind of like struggling trying to find a job because back home I study as well sound engineering,
Okay.
and I used to work for like HBO, the History Channel, A&E, mixing like promotions like Tonight, HBO, and I put in music and effects. So that was really cool. And I thought, well, it's easy. I got a good CV, you know, if you come to London. But if you don't have experience in London, then it's really hard because I didn't know anyone here. I had only one friend when I arrived. And then through there, you know, through uni, I met more people. But it took me like a good year and a half to find a job in sort of something related to the career. So then I ended up doing bookings coordination for film prints in a film company for like a year or so. And then I saw this guy who had the best job ever. He had like a cinema for himself, and he used to watch films, and that was his job, like quality control. And I was like, wow, that looks like not stressful at all, you know. I had to like run to call couriers, and he was just coming out all the time like chilling. And I was like, wow, I want to like learn how to do that. And he kind of explained me a few things, and then I started applying for that job and got a job in Deluxe Digital. And then from there I went moving from companies, and now I'm working in Universal Pictures doing quality control, which is awesome. I have to watch films and trailers for a living. um, and yeah, that kind
Oh,
of like balance allows me to pay the bills, to pay, you know, rent and everything. Because only as a musician in London, I think it's really hard, you know, because the rents are really expensive, and it's just hard, you know. We always have like two jobs. I think as a musician, you are not just like a performer. You probably teach, you probably do functions or whatever. So yeah.
how do you manage doing both?
uh, yeah,
Both
it's hard.
things?
I barely sleep. I mean, in the last year or so, I was so busy. At some point, I had 7 gigs per week, and people is like, how can you do it? Because I work from 9 till 6, and then I finish and I go straight to the studio to learn songs for function gigs or the original bands that I'm playing. And usually I used to sleep at like 1 a.m. or 2, wake up at 7, and like trying to have a routine like that, which is not too healthy, but you know, when you really like something, you just do it. um yeah, pretty much.
Wow. And
I've been
how?
sleeping a lot in this lockdown.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, how did that affect? Obviously, the musical side, you're not,
Yeah,
you're not playing. But what
I'm
about
not
the other work? Are you working or no?
I'm not really working, but luckily I'm getting paid still, and probably I'll have to go back to work in the next 2 weeks because the building is starting to open, and we will be the first department to go in because we need the equipment there to be able to work. So I've been like trying the last 2 3 months to organize. It's kind of like a self-discovery and again get a new routine, like creating new habits and trying to meditate, do yoga, and like having like a calm life and trying to apply that for when everything starts again, because I really miss the time that we give to ourselves, like go for a run or go
Yeah.
on cycle, and those things I didn't do before. I used to like swim probably 2 times a week, and whenever I could and had no gigs on the weekends, just go and surf. And yeah, pretty much now is I've been surfing last week. I went to Devon and just taking the time.
Great. No, that's good. Taking time for yourself, right?
Yeah.
So my next question is, what activities are you doing to keep your creativity going?
Yeah, well, the first one, I'm so addicted to the sea. So every time I can, like tomorrow, I'll go to Devon. Even though if it looks flat, I'll just try to be there because it was really refreshing. And as I'm from Venezuela, I used to go surfing like 4 days a week. You have the beach like 40 minutes, and here is a long drive, but it's so worth it. And yeah, surf. When I'm in the city, I'm trying to cycle a lot, trying to go for a run, skate. Yeah, extreme stuff, whatever. You can give me a ball and I'm like a dog, super hyperactive.
Oh, good. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. So tell me a little bit about the bands uh, that you have collaborated with.
Since I'm in London, I play with
Or
a bunch of bands. Yeah, in
whichever.
general.
Yeah, in
Uh,
general.
it's in Venezuela, like main bands. The first one was Maret Sound Machine, Skin, which was the only female indie rock band back at the time. It was like they started like super young, but I joined them in like 2008 for like 2 years, and we went to play in Colombia. We did some festivals, and yeah, it was really nice. Then I came here. Before that, Elaine, that was another one indie punk. With two friends, and that was really cool, but I didn't expect people like it, and we got review in like blogs from Romania and Russia. It was really really nice because it was only two guitars and drums, and bang on, and people really love that one. Then I came here and I play from funk to grunge to disco. Like I went through everything trying to like find something that I really like, and I discovered that the most important thing is to play with people that you like, that you feel like encouraged to play better, um,
Right.
and be true to the music as well. Because I sometimes hear people complaining about function gigs and don't want to play this song, but at the end is what you transmit to the audience, um, that you are having fun, and it doesn't matter if you have to play the song 100 times, but play it like it's like if you have a Wembley Stadium full, even if it's for one person, and enjoy what you do. So yeah, I had one opportunity to play with the percussionist of Yamiroquai, Shola Kimbola, in Stratford Theatre. That was like a dream come true, and that was really cool. What else? I play in the drum line for Clean Bandit in some MTV Awards like 2 3 years ago as well. That was really cool. Currently, I'm playing with Colectiva, which is an all-female like Afro Latin jazz um, collective. We are like seven, and it's pretty cool. I think we had a really good year last summer because we kind of like started the first gig in last January, and then we got booked to like do a few festivals. And originally we started with covers, um, and some originals, but now we are writing, and it's crazy, but it's really good. And what else? I play with so many people that I don't remember.
Wow.
I
No,
play in a jam session.
that's
Yeah, I know. What was the name? Higher Ground Jam Sessions. We used to do in what is in Hackney Empire. We used to do like a residency there since last summer, and it was really cool every 2 weeks. Um, just people from the scene come and play, improvise. That's really cool as well. I play with Sophie Grant. I play with Juanita. Sometimes I dep for Ernesto and Wada. Um, what else? Yeah, pretty much whatever it feels good, I'll go and I'll
anything.
play.
So, I mean, I was going to ask you, obviously, because you play a wide range of genres. Is there a genre that you prefer to play or that you would not prefer to play?
Um, I think because I had a really rock and punk background, it's been a transition to like now play soft NeoSoul, jazz and stuff. So you kind of like have to control the stick. And when it's live, I'm learning lots to play this Afro Latin jazz. But back home, all my friends were rock and punkers. Like some people like salsa, but I never went to like these underground salsa places. Or I always dreamt to have like a salsa band or like playing in there, but really didn't know the right people. And then here, I think because I miss it so much, and then I managed to found the people that who love to play that, like Colectiva Guerrera. Oh, I have to say, I play with Guerrera as well, and that's proper salsa, which is really cool because allows me to like practice all those things that I couldn't practice before, and yeah, learn more and more.
And so, do you have any plans in future?
Um, I set up the studio. Warehouse is like a big warehouse there to practice. Fresh mix of, because I think we have to break the pattern of always do this or that style. I like to mix everything because there is always something new to find. Exactly. Create a new tendency and break down with the reggaeton. It needs to come back to something like before.
Yeah, something new to learn, right? Yes. So can you tell us, for the
Yeah,
chichateros
I
that are
got a
joining,
website,
where we can find you, where we can find the music
www.lyadrummer.com,
and the bands
and
that
there
you've
has all the
played
links.
with
I
and you
got
have
videos,
collaborated with?
links to SoundCloud for the stuff that I record, uh, blogs, pictures, everything you want to find there. Instagram as well, Facebook, I'm all over. All the necessary stuff. Tell,
Amazing, amazing.
tell you
Would you
something
like to
about what?
tell us anything else to kind of like finish
In general.
the night?
Yeah, I think we, after this lockdown,
In general, how you
humanity needs to be
feeling?
more gentle with each other. I
Message
think
that
this
you would
time
like
is really positive for the
to
people who actually, self-discover and like kind of like find a new way to, stop that hectic life that we had before, because it's all about rushing. And I think the whole world needed a time, the animals to like come down and yeah, just be gentle with each other, especially in these days of madness. Um, yeah, yeah, pure love,
amazing. Be
virtual
gentle
hug.
with each other. Lya, thank you so
No, thank you so much
lots
for
of
inviting
love
me.
to
I love
you.
that you are always, putting the talent that no one knows. It's
Thank you
like,
so much
we always need to promote
for accepting
people
the interview
that's
and
really,
love.
there to give music, to give love, to give something positive. Exactly. No, thank you. Yes, yes, on stage. We'll jam very soon.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
Bye, bye, babe.
And hopefully see you very All right, guys. That was Lya Reis Guerrero. She was amazing. And she said, be gentle with each other. That's what we need to do. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you tomorrow. See you soon. Bye.